So faction flag, look what it says. So if you click M on your map, M on your keyboard, you bring up the word map, right? You see Craig Moor where it has 3 green flags, and then up here, which is northeast, and then northwest of that, Malag Crevice, it has like 1 white flag, and then there's white flags all up to the north. There's green flags in all the zones to the east. There's orange flags all to the places in the south, and then there's blue flags all to the west. Those are all the different faction outposts, right? So obviously you can go to these zones and you can fight over the faction outposts. There's mobs for whatever faction owns it, which obviously you got to clear to then claim it, right? But other factions can see, as you can see down in Dead Vein Gully, someone's attacking that Bridgewatch one down south. People from Bridgewatch or any other faction technically could actually go over to that outpost right now, even Carleon faction flag, and fight the people that are trying to take over it and kill them and take their loot.
Okay, so it's like high.
But you gain faction points, which obviously you can use the faction points to purchase items. For instance, think about like when you win tickets in a arcade machine, you know, where you can go and pick a prize, you know. It's kind of like that, but obviously you gain. I'd never played well. But yeah, so basically, yeah. If you can go to the other zones, you will get less faction points, but you still gain a decent amount for the PvPing. And if you die in the other zone while faction flagged by another faction flag person, you don't perma die. You just respawn at like the edge of the map or whatever, unflagged. You know, so a lot of people are yellow zone gamers, but obviously you do gain more points for doing red zone faction points, but obviously because it's high risk, high reward. Not only that, you see up at the top where it says ends in 5 minutes 30.
Meh.
That means right now there is a Bandit event happening where every few hours, it's at random, it will say starts in 15 minutes at the top, right? Where when it starts, all of the red zones right beside Carleon will all be owned by Carleon. And then basically the ones to the north all owned by Sterling, etc. East, Limhurst, South, Bridgewatch, West, Marlock. And then during the hour when it starts, people have got to try and take over as many zones as possible to obviously gain a chunk of faction points at the end of the Bandit event, depending on how many zones they own. So obviously you'll see big blobs of factions just mobbing maps, trying to take as many outposts as possible, as quick as possible during that hour, which obviously if you faction flag at the opposite faction or like Carleon, you pretty much go out and try and kill these people, take their loot and shit while they're trying to kill mobs on outposts and stuff, like bomb them and shit like that, you know? Or you could just try and like take over outposts. But if you want to actually gain bandit points, faction points during bandit events, it would be a very, very big recommendation to go to a different city, because they gain a lot more, because bandits don't actually gain anything for stopping them. You know what I mean? They just get a lot of loot from killing people in the red zone. Make sense? The thing is as well, while faction flagged, you will gain points while faction flagged, while gathering, while killing mobs, you know, while clearing dungeons in the Royals. Yeah, but you won't gain that as many. Like during that whole dungeon that we cleared, I gained almost 5,000 faction points, which can get me either a heart. I can tell you right now, actually.
It's
So
like
for 5,
50K,
yeah, so like 5,000, I can get I think it's like a 50k grey wolf pup. So each faction has their own designated faction mounts. Like this has a grey wolf pup. Obviously Fort Sterling has a polar bear. Limhurst has a boar, a wild standard boar. Marlock has a ram. And Thethet has a swamp lizard. Bridgewatch has a moa bird, like a ostrich.
Yeah, but it's like stupid.
Yeah, that's the worst one. The moa bird, the ostrich is the worst one. Moa bird is fine, is decent because of the movement speed, but their elite version is dog.
Is it?
Yeah, compared to the others, because the polar bear gives you resistances, and then depending on how many times you get hit within a certain period of time, you gain like 110% extra movement speed for 8 seconds, and has a lot more armor and resistances and HP. Same with the ram, but the polar bear one is the strongest. You got the wolf, the boar, which is the fastest with a bit of tank. It gives you passive carry weight as long as you have it on your person, so you don't need to be riding it for the carry weight to add, if that makes sense. And then you've got the Grey Wolf Pup, which is the elite mob. If I remember rightly, it gives everyone in the area attack speed when you dismount, and it's like the fastest faction mount, but it's pretty fragile. What'd you say, sir? Yeah, so you got the wolves here, which obviously I don't know if you look at the stream. Obviously you got the Shadow Hearts, which you use to saddle the faction. Oh, okay, yeah. If you click on this fat guy and then click on the second tab, that's all the buy shit. As you can see though, to be able to get the higher things, you need higher rep, which obviously you just do faction flag things, right? Which is another reason why it's a lot better if you want to try and go down the faction flag route if you do it from a different royal city, because it's a lot more safer, because any other Carleon faction flag person can kill you, even though you're the same faction. Yep, it's a free-for-all. Whereas if you're in Limhurst and there's other Limhurst faction flag people, they can't kill you. And if yep. Oh, but not even that though, man. You can just go farm dungeons a lot safer and this, that, and other. Go gather safer and shit, because there's a lot more Limhurst people around you. So if any other faction comes over, you just gotta ride towards the city, and then bing bang boom, you got a bunch of fucking Limhurst fucking guys trying to run these guys down, if you know what I mean.
We have the alliance with you.
Mm-hmm. Basically. So yeah, that's pretty much the full explanation of